Now at 6, the Pratt Whitney strike could be over. Here's a live look from Wallingford this morning, where union members will vote to either accept or reject the terms the union leaders and the aircraft engine manufacturer reached in a tentative agreement last week. Our Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is there right now. We'll go to him live in about 2 minutes from now to get the latest information on what you need to know.
And good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for starting yours off with us at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus, America areas.
And I'm Bridget Buorlo. For those who were lucky enough to have off yesterday, it's going to be a shorter work week, and the weather is looking better finally, Rachel.
Yeah, today another beautiful day. Yesterday wasn't all that bad. There were a couple of isolated nuisance showers that may have brought people's plans indoors for a period of time in some spots. But yesterday temperatures approached the lower 70s in the afternoon. 70 in New Haven. The high temperature yesterday around 74 in Windsor Locks. Today is going to be quite nice and warm. We have a mostly sunny sky now, making way to a partly sunny sky later on. Out the door this morning, it's around 47 degrees in Hartford. We're up around 50 now in New Haven. It's 45 in Waterbury. It's 44 in Willimantic right now. In southeastern Connecticut, in the middle to upper 40s with the mostly clear sky this morning on our satellite and radar picture. We will increase the cloud coverage just a little bit as temperatures move into the upper 60s to near 70 by about 11 o'clock, into the middle to upper 70s this afternoon. Kids going back to school today will likely have recess outdoors. 74 degrees in Milford, 79 in Hampton today, as well as in Hartford. Making a run at 77 degrees in Mansfield, will approach the lower 70s in southeastern Connecticut. Tomorrow is going to be more in the way of clouds. It's still going to be nice, middle 70s, a dry day overall, but we're going to increase the chance for some rain Wednesday night into Thursday, with periods of rain for Thursday. We'll have more details on that coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:01, almost 6:02 on the roads this morning. We don't have any incidents to tell you about at this hour, which is certainly some good news at this time. And so overall, we are looking at Hartford into Waterbury is around 29 minutes. Waterbury into Hartford is 28. And Route 8, Naugatuck to Seymour is around 10 minutes. Bridget.
All right, not bad, Rachel. Thank you. 6:02 is your time, and happening today. After 3 weeks on the picket line, the Pratt & Whitney strike could be over. Union leaders announced they reached a tentative agreement with the aircraft engine manufacturer last Friday.
All right, so now the decision comes down to a vote from union members, and Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is joining us live from the Oakdale Theater in Wallingford with more on this morning's vote. Glenn, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Erica, Bridget. In just a couple hours from now, people from Middletown and East Hartford will go inside the Oakdale Theater to vote on the agreement from union leaders and Pratt & Whitney. Now, as of now, more than 3,000 workers represented by the International Association of Machinists have been on strike for 22 days after they rejected a new 3-year contract. Workers say they want higher wages, job security, and better retirement benefits. Union leaders reached a new proposed contract with Pratt & Whitney in the early hours, 1 a.m. Friday. Leaders say it includes significant improvements in all 3 of workers' main demands, and Fox 61 spoke with one of the machinists on the picket line right after the tentative agreement was announced. David Durbin has worked for the company for nearly a decade. He said all he wants is fair pay, but he did acknowledge that the proposed contract could come with lots of changes.
It's mixed emotions, and it's up to what my brothers and sisters decide. I mean, I'm only one voice out of just over 3,000 between East Hartford and Middletown. At the end of the day, I have to wait, like everybody else here, for that decision to come through.
In order for the proposed contract to be accepted, it must receive a 50% plus 1 vote. If rejected, workers will remain on strike. The gates here at the Oakdale Theater open up at about 7:30. Then at 10 o'clock, there will be a meeting between union leaders and the workers under that union to discuss the contract, and then they will take that vote. We'll have to wait and see how that all shakes out. Live in the Oakdale Theater, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
Will have a big impact on the aviation industry. Thank you very much, Glenn, for that report. And time now is 6:04. Breaking news at 6. We've just learned a man is dead after a motorcycle crash on Route 195 in Tolland. This happened last night around 8:40. State police say a motorcycle was driving on Route 195 near Merrill Road when a Nissan Pathfinder pulled out of the driveway as the car turned left. State police say the car and the motorcycle collided. The motorcyclist died at the scene from his injuries. The driver of the Nissan was not hurt. We spoke with a neighbor shortly after the crash happened, and while we do not know if speed was a factor, she told us it's common to see people speeding through the area.
I live on the street with my husband and my 3-year-old daughter. It's very scary. It is. It really is. We try to keep her in the back of the house, but there's only so much we can do getting the mail, bringing down the garbage. It's a very dangerous street, unfortunately.
State police ask anyone who saw the crash to give them a call.
6:05 right now, and some scary moments for a family in Union after a fire broke out in their garage. It happened yesterday morning, just feet from their home. And Fox 61's Valerie Moravi spoke with the family about what they went through.
Yeah, the Baxter family says this is not what they had in mind for a Memorial Day family gathering. They tell me what they lost, the sentimental value. They say they feel blessed to have each other. Bridget Baxter and her parents are still shaking up after waking up to neighbors banging on their door. The family had to rush out of the Union home at 1 in the morning when they found out there was a fire just outside. But the damage was already done. Neighbors notified the Union Fire Department. When they arrived, the garage had already been engulfed. The Baxters moved to the mobile home on 13 Barrows Road back in 2013. Bridget says if it wasn't for the next-door neighbors, they wouldn't have made it out safely.
It was our neighbors next door that said they heard an explosion. And we're just like, what explosion? We don't know what exploded. We had no idea. But, you know, it's better having your parents alive and me alive than the sentimental stuff.
Now, the cause of the fire remains under investigation, but in the meantime, Bridget says she and her family would stay right where they are, at home. In Union, I'm Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
All right, Valerie, thank you. Caught on camera a close encounter over the weekend when a man and a bear rounded the same corner and spotted each other. This happened in West Hartford. It's good to see the bear was just as scared of the man as the man was of the bear. Take a look at that. That was a scary scene. No one was hurt, thankfully. And that is the sort of thing you never want to take for granted, that the bear was also scared of the man. Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot has the story behind the video.
With the warm weather moving in, it's prime season for wildlife in Connecticut, specifically bears. One family in West Hartford got quite the surprise this Memorial Day weekend.
It makes it more adventurous living in a great town of West Hartford.
It was certainly an adventure, to say the least, for David Wolford and his family. The Wolfords have lived in West Hartford since 2018, and they've seen their fair share of bears in their backyard.
I see them. They're actually playing on my daughter's swing set.
But this weekend, David said he had a close call.
Bear, Karen.
So the other morning, I was just walking out doing some yard work for the holiday weekend, and came around this corner and went into my storage shed, and then turned around and started walking back. And as I got to the corner here, I was met by what looked to be a baby bear, but it was big enough to be I'd say a teenage bear, possibly.
Okay, big guy.
The surprise encounter was all caught on the Wolfords' home security cameras.
I jumped and he or she jumped, and then I yelled for my wife to make sure she was okay and that she saw it. She was already in the house. She had ran in because she saw it, I guess, before I did. And then I went back to look, and we both met again, which was hilarious because he did the same exact thing I did to check if I was there. And then he went running back through here, and that was the end of the encounter. But definitely got my cardio for that couple seconds for the day.
I was just face to face with it.
He says because they see bears quite often, he's had to get creative with throwing away his garbage.
And this just opens up, and then I can throw my garbage and my recycling in here, and then we just close this. If they start to be able to open carabiners and locks, then we're going to be in real trouble. But back in 2018 when we moved in, I was pulling up one night, and I had noticed the bins were tipped over, and I thought it was a raccoon because they sometimes hang out in these trees. And as I pulled my car up, I saw hiding, standing behind the tree, and the bear just kind of peeked around from around the tree, and I saw its face, and it was scared of me in the car, but a little unbelievable it was that close, and didn't obviously expect to see a 6-foot bear standing there.
If you do see a bear out in the wild, DEEP reminds everyone not to feed them. Homeowners should remove bird feeders and secure garbage bins that may attract bears. In West Hartford, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Okay, thank you. All right, 6:09 right now this Tuesday morning in court today. Lawyers for a Waterbury stepmom accused of holding her stepson captive for decades are due for a hearing. Kimberly Sullivan faces numerous charges, all of which she's pled not guilty to. and she has denied any wrongdoing. She's out on bond. She's not expected to appear in court today. Police say they responded to her Waterbury home back in February for a fire. Officers say Sullivan's stepson told them that he set the fire to find, quote, freedom. He has since released a statement and thanked those who have supported his recovery. And a man charged in a deadly boat crash in Old Saybrook is scheduled to appear in court. Prosecutors say Clayton Hackling was drunk when he rammed his 31-foot sport fishing boat into the breakwater at the mouth of the Connecticut River in Old Saybrook. It happened on Labor Day of last year. 3 people on the boat died. It took days to pull the wreck from the water and recover the bodies of the victims.